Take a stroll through the campus of the revered Brown University and you've perhaps captured in one the very essence of Providence. Historic, educated, diverse, energetic, innovative and approachably cool. It's one of America's oldest cities, founded in 1636, but in recent times it's had its sights set firmly on being the new kid on the cultural block.
I would say that Providence is definitely the cultural hub of Rhode Island. There's recently there's been a huge uprising or a huge gathering of communities around food, around music, around art. It's really become an arts center, not only in Rhode Island, but in New England and maybe the United States. The food community, the food culture in Rhode Island is phenomenal. In Providence, it's off the charts. Pound for pound, we will go against any city in any state with food, and we'll take them down.
Leading food critic Jim Nellis loves a good stoush, so much so that he's launched Rhode Island Food Fights, a fabulously fun concept which sees the region's best eateries pitted against each other to find the best of the best. No mean feat in a region where the produce on offer is nature's slice of heaven.
I think that people do appreciate the good food and the fresh food and the seafood. I mean, we're on the water. I mean, you can throw a frisbee from any point and hit the water. And so everything's fresh, everything's really local and prepared really, really well.
But even as it gets its groove on, this city has never quite forgotten its past. Probably the best known example is Benefit Street. It's home to one of the highest concentrations of colonial American architecture anywhere and passes through the campuses of Brown and the Rhode Island School of Design, earning itself the name the Mile of History.
So Benefit Street is old school Providence. I mean, and when you say old school, it is where it started, I think. It's back in the 1700s.
That historical aspect has made Providence a deeply desirable commodity in real estate terms, and stunning period homes and precincts capturing attention from a growing group of buyers looking to tap into the city's eclectic offerings.
Well, real estate in Providence is pretty fantastic. It's extremely diverse. So, for example, the east side is exactly about 3 square miles. And you can go from one of the most historic streets in Rhode Island, which is Benefit, and houses that were built in 1750. And then you can go 5 minutes down the street to where you have apartment buildings. So it's different, which really makes it exciting to work in. It's a great place to work.
Longtime resident Ben Scungio is part of the Lila Delman Providence team and says a big feature of today's buyer profile for Providence is the number of people relocating from what once would have been considered the more popular choices of Boston and New York. The city's greater population now sits at around 1.6 million, which is more than 60% of Rhode Island's total population, enabling it to sit in that sweet spot of feeling like a big city, but still with that small-town appeal.
I think the buyer demographic is recognizing that this state and this city is built on small businesses. You can drive around and you'll see dozens of small shops, independent, small business owners trying to make a living. But we also have a lot of people who come from Boston and from New York, and they walk into these houses and they say, all of this for this dollar sign? And we're like, yeah, it's a great value, it's a great bang for the buck to buy a property in Providence.
In fact, both Ben and Jim are happy to throw down the challenge to anyone to put Providence on their travel agenda, though warn you may want to prepare for an unexpected side effect that you might just never want to leave.
I think all it takes is one day and you will fall in love with the city. One weekend, and I can guarantee you'll stay here for the rest of your life.
Yeah, Providence it's you can't Google it, you can't, Wikipedia it. It's just you need to come here. I came here 25 years ago, 30 years ago, and I stayed.